Major banks like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs now say a recession in the next 12 months is becoming more likely. Should Americans brace for a recession?
Absolutely not.
That was Trump Commerce Secretary insisting on Meet the Press that there would be no recession. Unfortunately for Howard Lutnick, he didn't get the memo because there have been a ton of voices from the Trump administration themselves insisting that things might go south. Hi, I'm Colby Hall, founding editor of Mediaite. Here are the most influential pro-Trump voices warning about a looming recession.
The Dow Industrials are down 492 points. The Nasdaq is down 328 points. The president also would not rule out a potential recession. When I asked him, will we see a recession, he said he didn't want to predict that. Also unnerving some investors. Markets are down across the board.
Unnerved investors and markets are down. That's Maria Bartiromo, Trump's most loyal media surrogate, reporting on an unsettled market following these comments Trump made to her.
Let me stay on the economy for a moment because there are rising worries about a slowdown. You've got the Atlanta Federal Reserve saying we're going to have a contraction in the first quarter. Look, I know that you inherited a mess, and you said that the other night.
I've only been here,
but are you expecting a recession this year?
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America.
Trump refused to rule out a recession, which, given his proclivity for saying over-the-top things like making America great again, well, you can see why markets were spooked. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent hit a similar note during a Friday appearance on CNBC's curiously titled show, Squawk Box.
Could we be seeing that this economy that we inherited starting to roll a bit? Sure. And look, there's going to be a natural adjustment as we move away from public spending to private spending. The market and the economy have just become hooked. We've become addicted to this government spending, and there's going to be a detox period.
Detox period doesn't sound fun at all. Now, a driving force in this economic downturn is Trump's tariff policy with America's biggest trading partners, Mexico and Canada. Trump economic advisor Kevin Hassett insisted on Sunday that the U.S. was not in a trade war.
I didn't really think that the way you guys characterized the tariffs made sense to me, so I just want to go back to what happened. What happened was that we launched a drug war, not a trade war, and it was part of a negotiation to get Canada and Mexico to stop shipping fentanyl across our borders.
Not a trade war. Got it. Surely he's not about to say something that's going to contradict that.
The president is putting things on the table that are basically, core fairness issues. Let's just be fair.
That sort of sounds like a trade war, right? Go on.
Why are these tariffs the very same tariffs, going back into effect on April 2nd?
Well, we'll see what happens. So what's going on with the trade war is that we're going to have reciprocal tariffs in April. What's going on with the drug war is we're trying to make progress.
So there is a trade war.
In April, there's going to be a reciprocal tariff.
So there is a trade war. Good for Jonathan Karl. So how is this mixed messaging played? Well, it's accomplished the seemingly impossible. It's got Fox News personalities talking in an unflattering way about the Trump economy.
I'm Bill Hemmer. The economy playing a big part in the president's plans now. He's imposing a 25% tariff on all imports from Mexico, Canada, an extra 10% from China. And look at the reaction on the big board today. All right. So the Dow at the moment is down 1.4%. You add that to yesterday, and you're about 2.8% off in 2 days of trading. The Nasdaq is down even more. It's about 3.6% overall in just 2 days now. Now, Trump is saying there's no room left for negotiation. This is a deal that is set. The market starting today in the red. Sharp sell-off yesterday, Dana, as I just mentioned there. Wow.
Wow, indeed. Then there's Larry Kudlow, who served in Trump's first administration and now hosts a show on Fox Business.
My generic point here with respect to affordability and the economy is we're going to have to suffer through some bad news.
Suffer through some bad news. Then there's trickle-down extremist Stephen Moore, who had this to say.
I think that the president's emphasis on tariffs right now is misguided. I think we have a very wobbly economy. We saw a not very good jobs report on Friday. The consumer confidence numbers are sinking, and other indicators are not positive. The economy needs a pick-me-up, and tariffs are not a pick-me-up.
He doesn't seem to think this tariff policy is going to make America great again. And then there's this from Stuart Varney and his Fox Business guest.
Do you think that tariffs could lead to a recession, flat out?
Well, they certainly could. But it isn't just the tariffs. It's the tariffs surrounded by retaliatory tariffs, surrounded by companies pulling back on their activity. That's the issue we're already seeing. Some companies don't know what to do. That compresses economic activity, Stuart.
When Trump's lost Fox Business, you know something's up. In fairness, Trump did lay out a timeline when he thought things might improve.
You said, look, we're going to have a disruption, but we're okay with that. Is that what you meant? The stock market going down was the disruption? What other disruption were you alluding to?
Look, what I have to do is build a strong country. You can't really watch the stock market. If you look at China, they have a 100-year perspective. We have a quarter.
100 years? 100 years. Talk about setting low expectations. That's a really long time to get a return on my investment. Sorry. Look, maybe all of this tariff talk is just negotiation tactics and will go away. Maybe the listing ship that is the Trump economy will right itself. But there's no doubt that experts in the financial and economic sector are expressing serious doubts about the near-term Trump economy. And when they're talking about a recession looming, we should pay attention. Please click the like and subscribe button. I'm Mediaite founding editor Colby Hall. Thank you for watching.